Okay, so today we are going to set up a local LLM, a local AI. In our case, we're going to use DeepSeek, and we are going to set up a local server that Cursor can then call and use our local AI for. What does that mean? Why would you do it? So generally, if you're a developer, you're probably using some sort of AI assistant by now. 98% of developers are. Um, it's a really nice thing to have. Even if you're the best developer in the world, there are some tasks that are really tedious that AI can make really simple for you and can let you move on to the next part of your life. Don't worry, the code still isn't going to work. The problem solving still going to be there. You're still going to have that jolt of euphoria when things go wrong and you're the hero that solves it all, even though you're also the one that made the problem. Anyway, so if you're already using Cursor or GitHub Assistant or something like that, you'll be familiar with why you'd want it and kind of what the backend would look like on that. Um, so, for example, in Cursor here, we can choose our agent at the moment. We'll take a quick look in settings. You know, we have all these agents we can choose from. We can choose ChatGPT, Cloud, DeepSeek. Um, we're going to run a local deployment of DeepSeek, so it will not be the full model. You're not going to get the full model unless you have some $10,000 um, server somewhere that you have. I have a really nice computer here where we'll show off the specs in a second, and I'm not going to get close to it. Um, but that's fine. And we're doing this, one, because it's fun, and it's cool that you can deploy it, and two, because there are some things that we want to do later down the line that this will enable for us. But mostly, it's just cool that you can do this. And it's not that hard. We're going to use a couple tools to help us get through it. Number one, Cursor is the target program. If you don't have Cursor, pause the video, take a couple minutes, maybe 5, 10, download it, sign up for an account, maybe play with it a little bit, pull down a GitHub repo or pull a local repo and make some edits, see how you like it. Over here is where we kind of start a chat. Right now we're in a folder with nothing in it, so it's nothing to really talk about. But if we say had a website open or something, we could ask it to, I don't know, add a navigation bar or something. It would give us some suggestions, and we could then look at that and then decide if we wanted that code, etc. Of course, some of these larger models are going to be more accurate. Our local model is going to be less accurate, but we're doing it because it's cool. And because we have the opportunity to train it in the future to do other stuff. Or maybe you want to do this because your job needs you to deploy an actual model, a full model somewhere, and you want to do some testing locally. This is also a great path to do that. But anyway, so you install Cursor, then you're going to install LM Studio, and then you're going to install ngrok. Those are going to be our 3 steps. I'll include the links in there. All the setups are self-explanatory up until the point where we'll discuss in this video. And we'll start with LLM Studio's specific setup. Alright, boom, we're back. I'm just going to record each of these segments, the Cursor, LM, and ngrok segment, separately so that if there's anything I need to edit out, I can just do a second take real quick just so you know why the video's hopping around. I'm going to try and spend a very small amount of time on this. I've already downloaded the model I want. I did a lot of research into what my machine could handle. LM Studio does help you figure that out a little bit. I'm running 128 gigs of RAM and an NVIDIA GeForce RTX 4090 with a processor that's somewhere in that range. It's about a 3.4 gigahertz, 32 cores, something along those lines. For me, I'm able to run the 32 billion model. The billions, the highest billion is 671. That's the full model. You probably aren't going to do that unless you have a giant server stack somewhere of GPUs. It's going to cost you tens of thousands. But almost any machine you have, you're going to be able to run probably this 8B or this 4B. these are real small versions of this model. They're still really fun to play with. Um, there's even crazier little ones, just because people think it's fun to run them. Um, but just know every increment you're going down, you're losing between uh, between 20 and 50% reasoning power, more or less. Um, so a 32B model is somewhere around 129 percent less reasoning than the 671 model. So it's not going to make you a full stack thing. It's not going to do complex reasoning, but it is going to uh, do basic tasks for you. It's going to be fun to work with, especially if you are working in an environment where maybe you have a full model somewhere else, you have access to it. Maybe you're working in an organization that has access to that. This will help you do like some minor things before you go to a full deployment. I would consider this a pretty much essential part of your development environment at this point in time. I mean, every developer is using AI. If you're a developer in any capacity, you're going to be expected to use AI in the future, and playing around with this, getting this set up together, is going to help you stay ahead of the curve, and any of your compatriots that aren't doing this. So just download whatever model works for you. If you're not sure, start with 4B, move to 8B, then move to 14, then 32. At 32, if you don't have multiple GPUs, it's probably not going to run. 32 is about the edge of what you're going to get on, say, like a consumer grade gaming desktop or something like that. So just keep all that in mind as you go through, but don't fret this too much. I mean, I spent hours on this. Don't spend hours like me. Just do it. Just grab 4B, 8B, or if you got a big freaking GPU down there, start with 14. Just because I've tested, I know I can do 32, and that's what I'm gonna run. I've got it loaded up. So pause your video here. That is the downloading part. Come back after you're downloaded. For those that are already downloaded or that are coming back here, we're gonna move straight up to our the parameters that we're going to change in LLM Studio to allow us to connect it to Cursor. So first off, we're going to come here into the settings. We're going to enable cores. We're going to enable this on port 80, and so we're going to set our port to 80. Enable cores. We're going to serve on local network. I actually would like to do this. Actually, I'm going to mess with this later. If you have another computer you want to use it on, I do, but I'm going to mess with this after the video. This is the setting you're going to use. So if you only have one computer in the network, just leave this alone. That'll be fine. And that is what we need to do. We can start it up because we're going to want to use this in a little bit here. Here's where the model is reachable at, and then we'll move on to the ngrok portion. So pause the recording, and I'll see you in a second. Okay, now we're going to do the ngrok portion. So go to the link provided here to download ngrok. It's going to download it on your computer there. You're then going to want to move the file from your downloads to your local disk. This is because we're going to want to add it into path, and we're going to go through that real quick. This trips me up a little bit here and there, so I want to make sure that this process works for you with every detail. So I've got the window open right here. You can see here I've added ngrok into local disk. It just asks for administrative permissions. Ngrok needs administrative permissions to run, and so that's why we're putting it right here in C. It's going to be easily accessible for us as well. You can just kind of highlight it and right click it. So left click, right click, highlight. You copy that path Real easy. We got that path together. Now bear with me. We're gonna go here to your system properties. In system properties, there's a little button down there that says environmental variables. Click that. It's gonna open up this window here. We got two here. Right? So we went from system properties to environmental variables. Then you're gonna scroll down or up or wherever it is, looking for path, the one that's highlighted right there. So you open up path. It's gonna open up this final window. We're almost through this boss. We're gonna hit new, paste that in there. We're gonna take off these little parentheses. That's not really needed. Gonna press OK. Gonna press OK. OK. All the way down. That should update our variables. I'm gonna open cursor back up. Right here. We're gonna open up a new terminal. Whenever you update your path, you generally, it's gonna be a best practice just to open up a new terminal. Sometimes it'll help update your environment there. You can see I did a little troubleshooting, just seeing what Claude would tell me and how to update this, and gave me some weird stuff, but the answer is what I just did. That's what's going to add it. So we're going to test it here. ngrok hasn't worked for me yet, so let's see. We're going to type ngrok help. Alright, we're back. After a little research here, I think we figured out what's going on. Let's give it a shot. It's always fun for me to watch when people do this kind of stuff, because the troubleshooting part is actually really what coding is all about. So we did a little research and someone says keep the parentheses. So we're going to paste that back in. We're going to keep our parentheses this time, and same thing, we'll start a new terminal, and we'll see. Okay, we're back. So what needed to happen after we did that? Path was fine. We needed to restart the computer. It's a thing that has to happen sometimes. Now ngrok works fine. We did ngrok help. Our next steps. What you're gonna come in just directly from the ngrok setup when you download the program, is that we are going to add in our auth token. I'm just running over to grab that now. Nope. And it is here. Perfect. We're just gonna close the screen while we do this for a second. Cool, that's saved. And we'll open this back up. So I just went ahead and entered this command as discussed here, ngrok config add auth token. You just copy it directly from your setup and installation page. We are now going to open up port 80, which we had discussed earlier as the port we were going to use for the LLM. Cool. So that will conclude our ngrok section. Okay, so we are in the last steps here. So in Cursor, you're now going to go to File, Preferences, Cursor Settings, and that's going to bring you to this screen right here, Cursor Settings. Come down here to Models and Add Model, little button right here. It'll let you add a name, so I named mine Local R1, and select that. Come down here to Open API Key, enable that, and put whatever I typed in -v1 right here. And then I pasted my specific address from ngrok, and it's right here, right under EB interface. It says, here's your public address. So you copy that over. Don't copy over the part that says localhost. There's a little snippet before that that says the URL that it'll go to. Put that URL in, and then type -v1. So if this is https dash dash 10.10.10.10. Or maybe 80 or something. At the end of it, just add -v1. That's it. But it needs that to read the key. And then over here, you can choose that agent now. So you come down to this little part here that says agent, and you choose your model. And I've chosen local R1, and I ran something. I asked if it was working. It took a little while, but it did get the response through to me. So this is working now. As one last tip, we're gonna bump back over here to LLM Studio. This took me a second because the model wasn't working at first. And what the issue was here is that I needed to load my model in. It's just something I forgot to do in the first part of setting up this. But right here, you choose which model to load. So I loaded in my 32B model, and everything's working. Enabled cores. I did enable serve on local network in the end. You did need to enable that. And you can see it asking the questions, etc. Right here, it's coming through. Initially, I was having these errors. These errors were because I didn't have a model ready. So if you get some similar errors here, this error says unexpected endpoint or method, post-chat completion returning 200 anyway. Everything else was returning properly. You can see the supported endpoints right here. This is why we're using the Open API token, by the way. LM Studio uses the same format to accept queries. So here are the supported endpoints that are formatted in the same way. Models, completions, chat completions, and embeddings. That gives you a little explanation about what each of those are. My specific issue is that the post for chat completions wasn't happening because there was no model loaded. So you run into that issue, that's your fix. I'm not going to display it, but right there, right here, under where you press verify, there it is. Override the URL, and you'll be able to enter in your URL that you've got from ngrok. Let's show that screen. Right. Close that. Right there. Override OpenAI base URL. You're going to copy it right from this output here. Alright, right before we hit the conclusion here, I got in Premiere Pro, and I just didn't like the way this looked, and I want to make sure that I show you exactly what I'm talking about with adding V1 at the end, because it was just weird for me at first. So I typed in -V1 here, and right here is where you're going to type the -V1. If you look at LLM Studio, it'll tell you that it's expecting in the post for it to have this -V1. That's just what LLM Studio is calling the API there locally. So hopefully now seeing this helps you out when you get in there yourself. You've got this set up, you've asked it your first question, everything's going great. I hope this has helped you. I know it's been a little more in-depth tutorial than I set out to do, but I hope all of the little tips and little mistakes have helped you. Just remember, whenever you're doing something like this, whenever you're doing something new, this is kind of the joy of developing, is figuring out all of little BS that prevents you from accomplishing the goal. Our next goal here is to train this model a little bit. We're going to see if we can train a local model to be more responsive to developer needs for blockchain coding specifically. These models are trained a little bit later than you might want them to. Sometimes the information is 1 or 2 years old. So if you're in an industry where you need where the code base you're working in is ever evolving, crypto being one of those industries, it might be of interest to you to do this kind of thing. Or maybe you just want to ask it really off-the-wall questions that you don't want sent to the U.S. government. You can do that too. But good luck with whatever you use it for. Hopefully it's a fun project either way, and feel free to leave some comments if things aren't working for you, and maybe we can help each other out. Thanks for watching. See you.